New features are headed to your Xbox dashboard for November. We learned what really happened with Keystone, and cloud gaming, it's heading to more devices. It's that time of the month where Microsoft is shipping updates, and it's also the holiday shopping season. So Microsoft's just dropping updates and features and all sorts of stuff all over the place. You'll find, links down in the description for the timestamps and all that stuff in case there's just something specifically you want to talk about or hear about. But let's dive into the November dashboard update, which is starting to ship out today because there's quite a bit in here. So the first thing that is going to be arriving with the November dashboard update is noise suppression for Discord voice on Series X and S. So if you're on the Xbox One, maybe think about picking up one of those new ones. There's a new bundle that we'll talk about here at the end, but at least for those on Series X and S, you now are getting noise suppression, and the Discord voice, the integration just continues to get better, and now this is rolling out to everybody. And, well, because it is the holiday shopping season, Microsoft is making improvements to its wish list and gifting and sales notifications. So now, if something is on your wish list, you'll get notified that, hey, you should go grab that because it's on sale or whatever else. And they're also making it easier to gift games as well with new button locations, and it's just easier to find. Now, one of the bigger updates this month, and I'm actually more interested than most, is this little feature right here. The My Captures is getting updated finally for everybody. It's still not perfect, if I'm honest, but they're making improvements to editing clips, because there's nothing better than going on a Killtacular or Kill Fury if you're playing Modern Warfare or doing whatever you're doing in your Halos, than not being easy to share that functionality with all your friends and your family, or just your mom. Maybe your mom wants to see your Killtacular. You never really know. But it features improved viewing, management, and editing of your games directly on device, which is a pretty big deal. Now, other updates that are coming, and this one is a big deal for a lot of people, myself included, just general power options. At least now we understand what is actually happening if you choose between shutdown and sleep. And full transparency, I originally thought that shutdown was like, hey, you're shutting it all the way down, but actually you can still continue to get updates even if your box is shut down. Mostly, it seems like you're sacrificing that really quick boot experience, but I'm here to tell you, friends, that booting on these consoles is already really, really quick. And if you're like me, I hold the Xbox button down, then I gotta go find my headphones, and I'm already at the dashboard. So I definitely do the shutdown option because things will continue to download in the background, especially the big updates and all that good stuff. And so it can help me save a little bit of power, save a little bit on those energy bills. Well, it's not going to save you a ton, let's be honest, but it's going to save you a couple bucks, and it's just easier to understand. And I think that is the most important point. And so there's a couple other updates that are coming with this release, but these right here are the high notes for November, and we'll have to see what eventually arrives for December. We're not expecting the full Xbox dashboard update yet. That is a 2023 initiative, and there's plenty of videos on the channel that really describe what Microsoft is doing for its quote-unquote next generation dashboard as they continue to evolve. So that is not all that is going on. That is just the dashboard update that is rolling it out. Now, Microsoft also announced today that they're bringing cloud gaming to more devices. Now, this is the built-in functionality on TVs. You might be saying, Brad, they announced that earlier this year. Yes, they did, but that was for only, I believe, 2022 Samsung televisions. And now they are bringing that functionality to 2021 Samsung televisions as well. That is what Microsoft is also announcing today. And we got a little bit more information than at least I was aware of about how it actually works. So we knew it was going to be Bluetooth bundles. Or Bluetooth bundles. It was Bluetooth, but now they're actually enabling rumbling support, so the controller vibration. I honestly wasn't aware that didn't work, so that is just, again, a nice little initiative. And even cooler, so the reason why I said bundles is actually, if you buy certain TVs like QN85B, it seems like a lot of the QN series, there's also S95B. If you these are Samsung product names, so they very easily to be confused. You are actually going to get a bundle of an Xbox controller and 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Now that, to me, is really, really interesting, because when these things happen, it's like, who's paying for this? Like, is this a Microsoft initiative, or is Samsung saying like, oh, go throw a controller and maybe it'll get more people to buy our TVs? I don't quite know. It feels like this is a Microsoft initiative, or at least they're giving them a really good deal on the controller, because that's actually pretty neat. You buy a TV, you get the controller, you are set up out of the box to start playing Xbox Game Pass through the cloud streaming service. And you've also got some free trials. It'll be interesting to see if this really increases adoption. Microsoft will probably never share these numbers, but hey, if you open up your TV and there's an Xbox controller in there and a card for a free trial, I suspect you might just be willing to give that a shot. I mean, I wonder what color the controller's. That's aside. That being said, it's an interesting idea, and I do believe that it is a good thing. It's an interesting thing that Microsoft is trying. Now, to keep steamrolling here, because we're not slugging it along, is the Xbox Keystone. Now, we all know that Phil Spencer accidentally sort of leaked it and put it up on his shelf that we all like to look at so detailed, or vividly, I should say. The question becomes, what actually happened to the Keystone? We all kind of surmised that maybe this TV initiative with Samsung was sort of the demise, but Phil actually on the Decoder podcast, which is a Verge podcast, said, hey, it was pricing. It straight up came down to pricing, and that was pretty much it. And so it sounds like the device, based on what he was describing, is like, hey, you turn it on, you got the full Xbox dashboard, it streamed everything down, and that's just kind of the way it functioned. The question becomes what is the price point that would actually make sense? We see what Samsung is doing with their TVs, and so to me, dead set could not be $1 more than $100. It had to be $99. But again, the experience feels, I struggle with the experience. I think what they're doing with the TVs is absolutely the right move, in that shelving the Keystone, pun intended, for now is likely the right move. Not just necessarily pricing, but I think just getting them in the box with the TV is potentially the better the better way to go. I was going to say loss leading activity, because the dedicated box might send the wrong signals, and so that is what happened. It's a pricing thing. It doesn't sound like it's fully dead, but just for now, it's being shelved for a little bit. Now, speaking of shelves and other things that make sense here, Microsoft has also announced, because it's a holiday shopping season, a new Xbox Series S bundle, which, if you play Rocket League and Fortnite or Fall Out Guys, or any combination of them, actually lowers the price, because with this bundle, they're calling it the Gilded Hunter Bundle, and it features a total of 9 in-game cosmetics and virtual currency for Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys. So if you're a big player of this, or your son, daughter, or whoever, or your child, or whatever, is a big player of these, it actually lowers the entry cost, because hey, yes, the console is $299, but again, remember, Fortnite and these games are free, and so now you're getting some currency, and so you get some in-game experiences, so you're saving a little bit of money with this bundle, and that is how Microsoft is approaching this holiday season. Very targeted demographic with this, but I think it makes sense. I think this makes sense. We've seen Microsoft take this approach previously, and so by bundling 3 games like this, I think it makes a lot of sense for what Microsoft is doing. So that is the initial lineup we're seeing, or their approach for their holiday shopping season. And so it'll be interesting to see if this really elevates Microsoft's Game Pass numbers. Again, remember, that is what they're trying to grow, the Game Pass numbers. And by dropping a controller in a box, getting some bundles out there and bringing it to more TVs, it's not a bad approach. So as Microsoft continues to do everything it does, make sure to keep it subscribed here, because the only BS on this channel is me.